What's good? What's good? What's good, beautiful people? This is your guy, DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Man, oh man, it's a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. I know some of you guys are on your lunch break. Some of you guys are probably just getting off your lunch break. Some of y'all probably in school, sitting in class with one earbud in, one earbud out, trying to listen to the teacher, trying to listen to me. At the end of the day, you're getting your food, you're getting your lessons, either way or the other. But welcome to the show. Like I always say, I'm your guy, DeShields II, and Chalk It Up Sports Daily is in full effect. Remember, I'm giving you these guys these shows. I'm giving you guys these daily shows, these daily doses of content, Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So don't forget it. Do not forget, because they come and they go. The show is only an hour. And as the show grows, hey, maybe we'll grow to 2 hours. You never know how the energy might flow. You never know how great this thing may become. But man, you guys are truly one of a kind. We got some people in the live stream already. Shout out to my man Shane Butler. If you're in the live stream right now, make sure you guys hit that like button and make yourself known. Put a hand emoji up, put a smiling emoji, put the X emoji, whatever you got to do to make yourself known. I want to find out who I'm talking to, because you guys are my family. You guys are a part of this Chalk It Up Sports community. So please, if you're in the live stream, hit that like button, share, subscribe if you're new, if you like what you hear, like what you see, you know what I'm saying? And make yourself known, because I want to know who I'm dealing with. I want to know who's spitting that hot fire with me, because the Philadelphia 76ers, yo, the energy in the city is way up. The energy is way up. Now look, it's only the first round. I don't want us to get too ahead of ourselves. It's important for the Philadelphia 76ers to handle their business, handle everything that's right in front of them. And shout out to my man Shane Butler, Jamal Matthews. Shane said he on Easter break. That's what's up. But the Sixers took care of business at home last night. They ended up cruising past the Toronto Raptors 112-97. And look, let's be honest. That first quarter was looking a little hairy, was it not? Am I the only one that felt it watching that first quarter? I mean, I wasn't concerned, but I started rubbing my chest a little bit, because I'm like, yo, Fred VanVleet knocking these buckets down. And I think he went 4 for 4 in the first quarter of just threes alone. 4 for 4, putting up, 12 points or something like that. And then on top of that, they were playing aggressive. They were playing hard. They were flying downhill. And it took a while for the Sixers to really come into a rhythm. I don't think the Sixers were necessarily prepared for the punch in the mouth that they received, but they got things back on track. And my thing is, it's nothing you shouldn't be prepared for. It's nothing you shouldn't be prepared for. You should have known these guys was going to come out and put hands and feet on you early, but they responded, and they ended the first quarter only being down by 1 point. And that's the most interesting thing about it, right? Toronto came out and they threw their best punch. But would y'all not agree? What about you, Shane? Like, Shane, would you not agree that Toronto tried to hit us with their best punch in the first quarter? They tried. We got 7 people on the live stream. Make yourself known. Make sure you guys smash that like button. The Toronto Raptors tried to hit us with their best shot, and they did. They shot their load in the first quarter. Fred VanVleet was basically non-existent from quarters 2 through 4. And let's be honest, the defense started to take shape. And like I said to you guys, remember, what's the one thing I kept saying? What's the one thing I kept saying, you guys, in the live stream yesterday? What's the one thing I kept saying in the videos I dropped yesterday? What's the one thing I kept saying about Toronto that we had to think about? If we limit them in transition and force them into a half-court offense, they are incapable of generating anything. Incapable. You saw them scrambling 2 games in a row. They don't have the talent. They don't have the shot creating, the playmaking. As good as Fred VanVleet is, he is not a number 1 option. He's not. At best, Fred VanVleet is a combination of a number 2, number 3 option. I know Fred VanVleet took his game to another level. He's a sharp shooter. Don't get it twisted. But he can't be a number 1 option. Pascal Siakam, at best, he's a number 2. The Toronto Raptors will never win another championship if that's all they got to offer. Now, look, the Philadelphia 76ers, we got a long way to go. But like I said, when it comes to the Raptors, you got to hand. Listen, like I told y'all, we having T-Rex burgers. We having Raptor burgers tonight, y'all. You feel what I'm saying? Samsung says, other than Fred and Siakam, they ain't got nothing. And you're right. And I want to give credit where credit is due, though. They do got guys who are aggressive. They run downhill. They play tough. They play big. Guys like OG Anunoby, guys like Chris Boucher. Who's that big man they got? Is it Azubuike or something like that? But other than Siakam and Fred VanVleet, where are they generating the offense? Somebody tell me. Where are they generating the offense? They don't have enough shot creators on that team. They don't have any shot creators on that team. They don't have any playmakers on that team. They only got 2 guards that they give minutes to. And that's Fred VanVleet and Gary Trent Jr. Gary Trent Jr. didn't even have his legs. Couldn't even shoot the ball. Couldn't even play defense. Was getting in foul trouble. He was dragging. He was dealing with an illness not related to COVID. But my thing is, why he playing if he's sick? Don't get my guys sick. What's up? Do not get my guys sick. My guys don't need whatever he got. And they said it wasn't COVID related, but my guys don't need what he had. We good over here. We healthy. We all right. We don't need no sort of flu. We don't need the chills. We don't need the cold. We don't need a cold. Keep that to yourself, Gary Trent. I don't know if Nick Nurse sent you on that court so you can spread your wealth or whatever, but we good off that. But overall, man, the Sixers, 112-97, a very dominant win for the most part. Now, the Toronto Raptors tried to make it interesting in that fourth quarter, didn't they? Like the Sixers, I want to acknowledge something. You can't be up by 25 points and all of a sudden get down, or all of a sudden only be up by 11 points in a matter of minutes. That can't happen. Because when you run up against teams like Miami, when you run up against teams like Milwaukee or the Nets, they coming. So you can't take your foot off the gas like that. And it seemed like the Sixers were playing with they lacked urgency in that fourth quarter to a degree. There was a span where they lacked urgency. And Tyrese Maxey had to get a steal and a spot-up three-point shot that put us back on track. Toronto almost got back in the game, almost made it interesting. But at the end of the day, the talent prevails. At the end of the day, I want to give credit to Doc Rivers for he's been doing a pretty good job with his rotations as of late. He's been keeping the rotation short, keeping the lineup short, only going about maybe 8 men deep. And those guys are Niang, Shake, and Paul Reed. Occasionally, 4 deep. You'll see Matisse Thybulle as well, but Matisse Thybulle won't be playing in Toronto. That's going to be an issue. But we're going to talk about that as the show progresses. But let's talk about some of the numbers, y'all. Embiid, 31 points, 11 rebounds. Maxey, 23 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 block, 1 steal, 3 for 6 from the three-point line. Tobias Harris, 20 points, 10 boards, 3 blocks, 3 for 3 from the three-point line, a 63% shooting percentage for the game. James Harden, 14 points, 6 boards, 6 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals. James Harden probably wasn't the most dominant offensively, but he was dictating the pace. He was playmaking for guys. He was attacking the boards. He was playing self-aware defense. And that's one thing I can say about James Harden, that you're starting to see him more active. You're seeing him actually paying attention on defense. You don't see him taking plays off. And I got to respect that. One of these games, we're going to need James Harden to take over, though. You never know. It might be a game where Maxey can't get off, or Tobias Harris can't get the shot off. And there's going to be those moments where James Harden is going to have to be the best player on the court. Now, again, I don't know if he's coasting. He's trusting his teammates. And I don't know if he's still favoring a hamstring. I don't know. But at the end of the day, there's going to be those moments where James Harden has to be the guy. But overall, I'm really glad about how we performed. I want to give a shout out to Danny Green as well, putting up a very, very much needed 11 points, 2 blocks, 1 steal, went 3 for 9 for the three-point line. Only shot 33% from the three, but his three-point shots came in key moments. His three-point shots helped bolster a run that occurred in that second and third quarters. You dig what I'm saying? And man, everybody thought Maxey was going to cool off. Now, look, he didn't drop 38. But that boy, let's make it known, you guys. Fred VanVleet can't guard him. He can't. Fred VanVleet can't guard him. Gary Trent can't guard him. He can't. It's just that simple. It was moments where Tyrese Maxey said, yo, clear it out. I want this situation right here. I'm looking at Fred VanVleet trying to get to his bucket. He need like 2, 3, 4 screens just to get that 3 up. Fred VanVleet can't create his own shot. You dig what I'm saying? He can't. And that's what separates him and Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey has that quick first step, is a willing defender, can create his own shot off the dribble. Come on, man. Come on. But, dog, let's talk about Joel Embiid's dominance. The dominance. There's something about watching a player just impose his will on guys, man. Don't worry, Richie. We're going to talk about Brunson, man. We're going to talk about him. But there's something about watching Joel Embiid impose his will. And they really can't do nothing with him. And it's beginning to frustrate the Toronto Raptors. You're seeing it in how they play. You're seeing it in how they respond to adversity. It's starting to permeate through their coaching staff. Look at Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse can barely stand it. Nick Nurse on the sideline crying, begging for the refs to give him a break, begging for his players to stop fouling. You know, Nick Nurse is in those press conferences complaining, right? And he's saying, listen, man, the refs are, I wonder where they're going to start allowing these guys to smack us around, this, that, and the third. It's the playoffs. It's going to be physical. And my thing is, you know damn well your guys is fouling. Like Joel Embiid said, you gotta say that as the head coach. You gotta defend your guys. But he know damn well they fouling me. Nick Nurse had pulled Joel Embiid to the side. Him, Joel Embiid, and the ref was having a conversation after the game. And Nurse, like I said, he's been visibly at odds with the officiating. And Joel Embiid, you could tell when he was talking to Nick Nurse, he was telling him, "Hey, look, like, tell your guys to stop fouling me. It's a foul. If they're gonna call it, I'm gonna get it. They can't guard me. Tell your guys can't guard me." And you saw in Joel Embiid's face, like, okay, all right, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. And then in the press conference, him and Danny Green sitting next to each other. Danny Green got the green sweater on with the jewels. Joel Embiid looking real calm, cool, collected. Joel Embiid said, respectfully, stop bitching. Like, respectfully. And I don't know if there's a respectful way to say that. I don't know if it's a respectful way to tell somebody to stop acting like a hoe. I don't know, man. I don't know. But Embiid knows how to poke the bear. He knows how to get you off your square. He knows how to take you. He knows how to mess with you. He knows how to mind screw you. You get what I'm saying? And if he's in the coach's head, oh, man, he in the player's head. You can just tell how Toronto's been running the court. Joel Embiid's unguardable, bottom line. But you can just tell by how Toronto was running the court. Shane Butler says, we eating them alive. Big facts. Richie says, national media is BS. All Embiid needs to win the first 2 rounds is to not have the hack of Ben strategy. Raptors try hacking Harden. Also BS. Would never attempted a 3-pointer like Maxey did. That's a fact. Oh, Ben Simmons, you're saying, not BS. National media is BS. Got you. And you said also Ben Simmons would never attempted a 3-pointer like Maxey. You're right. And you know what's so crazy about it too? Ben Simmons been sitting on the sideline trying to look like a model, trying to get the next issue of GQ popping for himself. I don't know what his motivation is at this point. It damn sure ain't basketball. And KD and them know it. They're going to protect him because he their teammate. But they know damn well that man don't care about basketball. But you pay attention to guys like Tyrese Maxey, pay attention to guys like James Harden, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid. Those guys care about basketball. Those guys care about producing. Those guys don't leave their teammates hanging. It's a lifestyle for them. Ball is life. They hoopers over here in Philly. We got hoopers. Guys that want to be here. Guys that ain't just looking to be seen or heard. So it's interesting because you bring up a good point, Richie. All Joel Embiid's career, he's been dealing with the hack of Ben. He's been dealing with Ben's lack of desire to score, lack of desire to create for himself, lack of desire to take over. Joel Embiid has had to be everything, every game. Not anymore. So now I'm curious to see I'm curious to see how this team moves forward, knowing that they have guys who make their free throws. Philadelphia went to being one of the not being the greatest free throw team to being one of the best. Joel Embiid made them. I'm not Joel Embiid. Ben Simmons made them one of the worst free throw shooting teams. They weren't top 5. They were probably top 15. But adding James Harden, Tyrese Maxey to the fold, Niang, like we make our free throws over here. So you don't want the game to get close and you got to foul us. We make our free throws over here. And I'm getting tired of people trying to remove free throws from the game. You dig what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's a part of the game. If you can't guard me, what you gonna do next? You're either gonna let me score or you're gonna foul me, and I'm gonna get my points anyway. So pick your poison. You're gonna double Joel Embiid? Okay, James, do your thing. You're gonna try to collapse on James? Okay, kick it out to the corner. Danny Green, make this 3. Oh, you're gonna rotate on Danny? Okay, Tobias, make this 3. You're gonna rotate on Tobias? Kick the Maxey. Maxey drive to the basket. Filet. Mignon. Stop it. We serving it up. We serving it up. Come on, man. Come on, yo. Richie, you funny. He said you Superman or Clark Kent today. Oh my God. Eagles Realist, what's up, my brother? What's going on? What's going on, Michi? Let's do some shout outs real quick. Shout out to my man Eagles Realist. Shout out to Jamal Matthews, Richie MC, Michi, Larry Marshall, Shane Butler, Shockey, Terrence Reed. What's going on? Samsung. We here. We're in the building. We live. If you guys are watching the live stream, make sure you guys smash that like button. Also, make yourself known. If you watching, don't be passive. Drop your piece. If you agree with what I got to say, give me a thumbs up. If you disagree, speak your piece. I'm here to communicate with you guys and create this dialogue because you guys are a part of the show. The show does not move without you guys. So understand your power as the consumer. Understand your power as the recipient, my clients. You know what I'm saying? You're my clients, and I'm here to take care of you guys. But I can't take care of you guys if you don't tell me what you need. Tell me what you want. You dig? So, man, I've just been super excited about watching these Sixers play, not because of what they're doing on the offensive end. Not because of what they're doing on the offensive end. It's because of what they're doing on the defensive end. Can you guys not agree with that? To me, it seems like the Sixers are playing their best defense right now. Were they coasting all year? Were they trying to, were they trying to allow teams to assume they play one way and then hit them in the mouth playing another way? You dig what I'm saying? Michi says, if they can't guard Joel, then you had to foul. If you can't guard Joel, he's going to kick it to Maxey. If you can't guard Maxey, you're going to kick it to Harden. Harden kick it to Green. Green kick it to Tobias. Yo, what can the opposition do? Now, look, the competition will get stiffer if we get out this first round. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch. We still got to get 2 more wins. 2 more. We got to travel to Toronto. It's going to be a tough environment. It's going to be a tough environment. And they will be desperate. The Toronto Raptors are desperate, and they showed it to you. They showed it to you on Saturday. They showed it to you on Monday. Like I said to you guys, the Toronto Raptors have a weakness, a glaring weakness. They don't have any legitimate shot creators. They don't have any guys that can get a bucket when things break down. They was playing so much ISO ball with Pascal Siakam and Fred VanVleet. They were trying so hard. It was moments where OG Anunoby did some isolations. Like they were trying so hard to find a consistent source of offense. And they was just jacking everything up. Terrence Reed, right. We have to keep it in perspective. We still got to think about Miami. You dig what I'm saying? And then Miami, they still got to listen. I know the Atlanta Hawks look down bad right now, but they gonna get it together. That series gonna be a little bit more competitive than what it's looking right now. I believe that. Trae Young ain't gonna have it no other way. Richie, you bring up a good point. He says when Matisse, Kangaroo Thibault out game 3 and 4, George Niang, he said George Minivan Niang will get more minutes. Doc Lee, Paul Millsap, and Philly. Yo, here's the thing, right? I'm so glad you brought that up because Matisse Thybulle won't be available in Canada. But here's the thing. This is a prime opportunity for Paul Reed to get minutes. Paul Reed actually plays very good defense. He has quick feet. He's athletic. He can run up and down the court with Pascal Siakam, and he has the length to keep up with all these guys. Paul Reed doesn't hurt you as much when Toronto tries to force the mismatch. You dig what I'm saying? Toronto was trying all day to find a constant source of offense, and they was beginning to find it in moments where they were forcing the switch. If you watch that game from beginning to end, they were trying to force the switch on either James Harden or Georges Niang. That's why Niang didn't play that many minutes last night, because he became a defensive liability. And I don't think this is the series for Niang. Of course, he's going to get his minutes and he's going to get his shots up. Don't get it twisted. I like when Niang brings to the table from the offensive end, and he is a physical defender. But I don't think he has the length or the quick enough feet to really run with Toronto. Toronto was a team that wants to run in transition, and that's not Niang's specialty. Niang doesn't want to run in transition. I literally saw these guys forcing the switch and taking advantage of Niang. I saw them forcing the switch and trying to force Harden in foul trouble or score on Harden. And Doc Rivers saw it. They got him off the court, threw Paul Reed in there for a few minutes. The goal is just to throw bodies in there so Joel Embiid can rest, so James Harden can rest. You dig what I'm saying? So expect Isaiah Joe to probably get more minutes. Expect Paul Reed to get more minutes. Expect Niang to get more minutes. Expect Danny Green to play more minutes. But Danny Green is older, so they're going to try to rotate him with Isaiah Joe, and they're going to try to hide Isaiah Joe from a defensive perspective by having a guy like Paul Reed maybe on the floor. But then again, knowing Doc Rivers, he won't have two young guys on that floor at the same time. He won't have Paul Reed and Isaiah Joe on there at the same time. He won't. I don't see him doing that. It's going to be one or the other. But regardless, they're going to try to hide. They're going to try to hide the deficiencies that they're going to lose defensively with bringing in Paul Reed. And I think that's what you do. That's what you do. The starting lineup doesn't change, but your rotations might change. Who's going to be the first guy coming off the bench? It's going to be Shake. It's going to be Paul Reed. You know what I'm saying? Niang. This is a huge moment for Paul Reed to come in and really make a name for himself. This is a big opportunity for Paul Reed, a very big opportunity. Because, like I said, Paul Reed is one of the only guys that can match up physically with everything the Toronto Raptors have to offer. Like I said, Toronto will try to force the mismatch. Paul Reed protects you against that. And they're going to try to attack the rim by forcing it. And like I said, they attacked Harden and Niang specifically. So expect a tough environment when we get to Toronto. It's not going to be simple. It's not going to be simple by any. It's not going to be simple by any estimation. By any estimation at all. Richie says Drake going down. That's funny. Shane Butler says Raptors are like the spam callers. Blue City Empire, what's going on, my man? He says Raptors fans and their head coach are still crying. Still crying, bro. Still. Chucky says, yo, Tone, you watch the Philadelphia Stars? No, I didn't get a chance to watch the Stars. Yo, when's the next Stars game? I didn't get a chance to watch it. Can somebody tell me when the Stars play next? The Philadelphia Stars. Can somebody tell me when the Stars play next? Richie says, calling it a day from Game Time. Harden stats in games 3, 23 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 turnovers. Shane Butler says Raptors fans are unprofessional. Oh, man. Blue City Empire says, keep Farrakhan court mic, bro. What, bro? It's Furkan, man. It's Furkan. Bro, it's Furkan. Oh, man. But you're right. This isn't the series for court mods. It's not. But knowing Doc Rivers, he gonna try to throw him in there so they can keep the floor stretched. The crazy thing, like, they're gonna miss Matisse Thybulle's defense. They're gonna miss it. They definitely sacrificed something on the perimeter defensively. Boost to the Empire. Michi says They playing Saturday against Pittsburgh. Okay. Cool. I gotta watch that. Chris R. These crybabies would have really hated Shaq. That's a fact, man. Look, we got 10 people in the live stream. I appreciate you guys so much for locking in. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make yourself known. Comment below any and everything. I want to hear your thoughts on the game. You know, if you guys are just hopping in, you know, we're covering the Philadelphia 76ers dominant victory over the Toronto Raptors. Joel Embiid dropped 31 points, 11 rebounds. Maxey, 23 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 block, 1 steal, went 3 for 6 on the three-point line. Maxey was flirting with the triple-double, man. Like, Maxey is playing his ass off in this series. Would y'all not agree? Ryan Rowe, what's good, my guy? Shane Butler. Yeah, man, I don't know what's going on with the Phillies. Like, they started off in a good place, and then the bullpen just keeps failing them. I really don't understand. Like, they can't keep points on the board. Richie says 9 days from the draft, Sixers stealing Eagles draft day thunder. Shane Butler says Eagles will go 11-6 this year. Hey, man, I hope, man. We won 9 games this past season. If we can get it to 11 games, that'd be dope. But Richie, here's the thing. I need the Sixers to sweep Toronto, so we ain't got to worry about. So we ain't got to worry about. So we ain't got to worry about the dates conflicting with the draft. Shockey says Philadelphia Stars QB is kind of buns. He always fumbling and throwing picks, and we still only lost by a touchdown. I understand what you're saying. Here's what I heard, though. I didn't get a chance to watch the game, but this is what I heard. Offensive line play needs to improve. And in the USFL, offensive line play has to improve. That's what I heard. Blue City says Raptors fans on Twitter making death threats to Embiid and his mom. Wow. Are they really? Man, people are weird. People are really weird. Like, I never understood the whole concept of making death threats to celebrities. It's so strange. It's so strange to me. People throw stones and hide their hand. What kind of era are we living in? What time are we living in? Throwing stones and holding your hand, like, come on now. Stop it. Michi says, yeah, offensive line in the USFL is suspect. Shockey also says kickers need to improve in USFL. I've seen more misses than makes from all the teams. Wow, that's crazy. Kickers, you got one job. Shoot. But, you know, I want to finish. I want to finish up. Mark Sanchez is on the Philadelphia Stars. Stop playing. Richie, stop playing. Are you serious? Somebody tell me Richie lying. Somebody. Blue City says, yeah, they were making death threats on Twitter. Wow. But look, you guys, the Toronto Raptors, they're a physical team. I want to give them credit for maintaining the physicality. All right, Richie, see, stop playing, bro. That's not funny. Bro, that's not funny. Yo, Cal, he got to be capping, right? Richie, don't play like that, bro, because Mark Sanchez, he getting too much money in the booth. Why would he play in the USFL? He getting too much money in the booth. But, like I said, the Toronto Raptors have a tall task ahead of them. They're going to be at home in their own environment, and it's going to be a tough environment for Philadelphia. It will be. And also, think about this. We're not going to get the favorable whistle. We're not going. The whistle is not going to be in our favor in any way. So we got to keep that in mind also. The refs are going to call the game a lot tighter. Richie said, Shockey said the QB is fumbling and throwing interceptions like Sanchez did. Oh, man. But it's going to be a tough environment. They're going to be desperate, and they're going to be super physical. They're going to try to beat us up down there. If you notice, they try to throw all their bodies at Joel Embiid. They're trying to hurt him for real. That's what they're really trying to do. They're trying to hurt him. But it ain't going to work, though, because he's too skilled, too strong. You dig? And truly, truly, you guys, I know we keep dominating the free throw line, but when we get to Toronto, don't expect the whistle to be in our favor. Do not. Do not allow it to be in our favor, or do not think it's going to be in our favor. But here's another interesting thing to think about as well. Scotty Barnes for the Toronto Raptors. I saw him on that sideline in a walking boot. That man not playing Game 3. I can tell you that right now. He not playing Game 3. And Gary Trent, who knows if he plays Game 3? If they without Gary Trent and without Scotty Barnes, 2 starters, it's over. It's over. Richie says NBA doesn't like sweeps, lost revenue, so the refs going to favor the team that's down 0-2. That's a fact. That's a fact. So it's going to be important for the Sixers to make their buckets and not rely on the whistle. Ryan Rose and Tyrese Maxey has turned into a star, scoring 23 points. He's like a young Damian Lillard or Colin Sexton, while James Harden is playing like he was with the Rockets, to keep playing like from the Houston era. Well, you know, he's not really playing like Houston James Harden, if I'm being honest. He's not playing anything like that, as a matter of fact. He's closer to Brooklyn James Harden, you know, passing the ball, things like that. It kind of sucks that I feel like Brooklyn stole a year from him. We should have got James last year, but that was what it was. Brooklyn stole a year of James Harden's talent from us. But it's okay, though. I think James Harden is really coasting. I think he's coasting. I don't think he's trying to force the issue. I feel like he's taking a decent amount of shots. James Harden is not taking 20-plus shots a game. He understands that he's better suited facilitating, playmaking, and picking his spots, taking advantage of the matchup. Blue City says, I just looked it up. I just looked it up, and he is right. Mark is on the USFL. Get the hell out of here. Shockey says, hey, Tone, when you going to get on the Tyrese Maxey over Michael Jordan train? Bro, Shockey, I love you to death, but you're smoking dope. I love you to death. I love you to death, Shockey. Don't get it twisted. I love you, my man, but you're smoking dope. We got 15 people in the live stream, y'all. Welcome to Chalk It Up Sports Daily, giving you guys these daily doses of content Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got charges to the game. Really appreciate you guys for locking in. If you guys are new to the content, make sure you subscribe. Also, hit that like button if you guys are popping in. If you got to pop out, hit that like button before you get out of here, and I'll be here when you get back, as long as it's between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. And I'm going to be here tomorrow, same time. You dig? So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how the Sixers respond to being so dominant, because sometimes teams can play with their food. But I don't think Joel Embiid is in that mindset right now. I think Joel Embiid is entirely too motivated to play with his food. Entirely too motivated. And look, it happens, right? When you go up big on a team, you can't help but to take a few plays off. But you have to be careful, because that's a slippery slope. And when you allow a team to get 1, 2, 3, 4 buckets in a row, especially if they're threes, then you start to have an issue. You make about 4 threes in a row, you can get back into a game easily. So it's going to be important for the Sixers to not play with their food. Shaggy says he's the second youngest to average over 30 points, and only young LeBron in front of him. Yeah, that's for the Sixers. He's the youngest. I think he's the youngest Sixer to put up over 30, to average over 30. No, wait, I'm trying to think. I can't remember what the stat is, but he's one of the only guys that average 30 points in the playoffs, or put up 30 points in a playoff game. One of the youngest guys, something like that. I can't remember what the exact stat is, though, but I know what you're trying to say, Shockey. I get it. Shane Butler says Eagles need to draft well and trade for DK or AJ. Well, you know what? We're gonna get into some Sixers talk pretty soon, but I want to cover the rest of these playoff games. We got pretty much everything off the table when it comes to the Sixers. It's going to be a tough game in Toronto. The Raptors are going to be physical. They're going to try to push the pace. But like I said, the Sixers have to continue doing what they're doing. We already figured out how to beat Toronto. It's worked 2 games in a row now. We've cracked the code. Now it's time to utilize it when it's meant to be utilized and don't take our foot off the gas. You know, I really love what I'm seeing from Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris. They've risen to the challenge. That means a lot to me as a fan, as a content creator, because what we say about Tobias Harris is that he shrinks in the moments you need him to, elevate his game. Tyrese Maxey, the biggest knock on him is he's young. He's still figuring it out. But from what I can see, Tyrese Maxey is fearless. He knows he can score in his game. He knows what he's capable of doing. He can score on all three levels. I just wish Tobias Harris would go left more. If Tobias Harris went left more, he would get so many more points. But teams know that he's not going to go left. But it is what it is at this point. Let's discuss that Warriors-Nuggets series, man, because, man, Steph Curry is coasting. Steph Curry not even trying at this point, man. He's not even trying. And it's sad watching the Nuggets chase their tails. Jokic, that boy got fouled. That boy, what is it? He got ejected because he felt like he wasn't getting the calls. But my thing is, you gotta play through that. Joel Embiid, he played through it. You gotta play through that. At the end of the day, you're on a home court. The whistle is not going to favor you. And now the Warriors have a 2-0 lead on the Nuggets. I'll be pissed if Jokic was another MVP, Shockey. I'll be pissed. There's no reason why Joel Embiid shouldn't get it. He led the league in scoring. The first big man to do it since Shaq. The first international player to do it. The first big man since Moses Malone to average over 30 points in the season. Come on, man. He's transcendent. He's put himself in the conversation with some of the best big men to ever play the game. And you tell me he don't deserve MVP? Stop it. But Steph Curry, he been coasting. My man, Steph Curry dropped 34 points in 23 minutes. Let that sink in. He's on a minutes restriction. Steph Curry coming off the bench. He coming off the bench. That is crazy. Richie says, Nets versus Celtics got the national televised game at 7 p.m. Wednesday. Sixers versus Raptors, 8 p.m. NBA TV. Wednesday. No respect for our Sixers. Need some respect. Aretha Franklin. Well, they probably did that because we up 2-0 when it's really not that entertaining at a certain point. But my thing is, I'm a little pissed about that because, but the game being on NBA TV hurts me. Shoot, I watch the games I streamcast the games to my TV from my phone. But yeah, super excited about these playoffs, man. Steph Curry, 34 points in 23 minutes. Jordan Poole, man, 29 points, 8 assists. Yo, Poole. He a bucket, bro. He's a bucket. And I know he's a bucket. And at this point, I'm expecting a sweep. I just don't see the Nuggets figuring it out. The Nuggets offensively, they're stagnant. Aaron Gordon is completely useless. If it ain't the dunk contest, Aaron Gordon is useless. Let's be honest, man. Shockey says, I hope Jokic gets swept so it can hopefully put him down more if the playoffs count towards MVP. Well, the votes are already in, Shockey. The votes are already in, so it doesn't count towards anything. But here's the thing, right? The MVP doesn't get swept 2 times in a row. Jokic got swept last year by the Nuggets. I mean, by the who swept the Nuggets last year? Was it the Suns? Who swept them last year? I can't remember. But MVPs don't get swept. Make it make sense. I'm watching Joel Embiid do things on the court that Jokic can't do on the perimeter and all that. It's just ridiculous, man. And The sad thing about Jokic is you can see that Draymond Green, his presence, it's frustrating him. It's frustrating him. He can't. He's allowing Draymond Green to get in his head, and Draymond know it. Draymond ain't got to do much now. He in his head. It's over. But let's talk about this Mavericks series. The Mavericks tied the series last night. Jalen Brunson from Villanova. Jalen Brunson, Dallas Mavericks point guard. Bro, Brunson, man. He was a little bit of a later bloomer. You know, he didn't really break out that first year, but he showed that he can come in rotational minutes and shoot the three ball. But now Jalen Brunson, he's in his bag now. He's comfortable. He's comfortable in the offense that he's in. He's going to be a free agent this summer too. So best believe Jalen Brunson is going to demand a huge contract. Huge. Word is the Pacers are interested, but if he's smart, if you're smart, you stay with Dallas. Stay with Luka. That's a great situation for you. Stay with Luka, bro. Get that cash. But, you know, the fact that the Mavs are still remaining competitive in this series, despite Luka not being available, that's a big deal. That tells me when Luka comes back, the Jazz are going to be in for a world of hurt. Best believe it. Best believe it. But also, shout out to what's his name? Max Kleber. Shout out to Max Kleber. 25 points, went 8 for 11 from the three-point line. That's nice for a big man. That's real nice. Donovan Mitchell dropped 34 points. Bojan Bogdanovic, 25 points on 9 for 15 from the field. Jordan Clarkson, 21 points, 8 for 11 from the field. You know, Utah, they played hard, but Donovan Mitchell has to be more efficient. He has to be more efficient. Donovan Mitchell went 13 for 30 from the field. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. It's just not. I'll be comfortable with the points, but it's not efficient enough. You're losing possessions, but you're losing possessions doing that. Man, I'm looking forward to the Boston game tonight. That is tonight, right? No, okay. Why they give the Celtics so much rest? Like, I don't understand. They gave them a lot of rest between game 1 and game 2. But regardless, though, Miami play the Hawks tonight. That's going to be a good game. The Hawks are really missing Clint Capella. He's their defensive anchor. And you can just see that the Heat are just being able to get penetration on them. And the Hawks are having a hard time defending the perimeter. They're getting exposed defensively on the perimeter. And then this Grizzlies-Minnesota series, the Timberwolves-Grizzlies series, is going to be spectacular. Like, that series should go 7 games because of the young talent, because of the pace they playing at. I really expect this series to go 7 games. And then you got the Suns. They're about to put the Pelicans on the grill. They're about to put the Pelicans on the grill, man. They're gonna pluck their feathers and they're gonna put those dudes on a rotisserie. The Pelicans can't run with the Suns. If the Pelicans get 1 win, I'll be shocked. Shockey says, I still remember seeing Raptors fans saying they sweeping us. They really did say that. And they were confident too. That's the sad part about it. They really thought it was gonna be sweet. They really thought it was gonna be sweet, you guys. But let's transition to some football. Let's talk about what's going on with the Philadelphia Eagles. And there's not much going on. So I want to ask you guys a question. Have the Philadelphia Eagles done enough to set themselves up for the NFL draft? Have the Philadelphia Eagles put themselves in a good enough position for the NFL draft? And remember, The purpose of free agency is to take care of certain deficiencies so that you don't have to reach in the NFL draft. But I'm really curious if the Philadelphia Eagles put themselves in a favorable enough position so that they don't have to reach for any players. Let's go through some of the things that they've done. They convinced Jason Kelce to stay, re-signed him to a 1-year deal. They cut Fletcher Cox, then brought him back on a 1-year deal. They re-signed Anthony Harris at safety on a 1-year deal. Boston Scott on a 1-year deal at running back. Then they signed Hassan Reddick, linebacker / edge rusher, on a 3-year deal, I think it is, 3 or 4 year deal, something like that. Then they brought in Zach Pascal, wide receiver, former Colts wide receiver, a Nick Sirianni guy. Then they signed Kazir White, linebacker from the Chargers. I like that signing. Then they brought in Devon Allen, a wide receiver / kick returner, who was a former Olympic hurdler, an Olympian, national champion when it comes to track and field, former wide receiver for the Oregon Ducks in the Pac-12. Has a lot of speed. Ran a 4.35 in the 40. So that's what they've done. And on top of that, they made a trade with the Saints, giving them some flexibility in the draft, pushing a first-round draft pick to 2023, giving them 2 first-round draft picks in this year's draft and 2 first-round draft picks in next year's draft. So what have the Eagles done to put them in the best position in the NFL draft? I'm not sure if I see anything dynamic except for Hassan Reddick. Now, because they brought in Hassan Reddick, does that mean they're not going to go edge rusher in the draft? They brought back Derek Barnett as well. Let's not forget that. They re-signed Derek Barnett. Still got Josh Sweat, Milton Williams on the D-line, Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave on the D-line. You know? So I see them drafting a defensive lineman. I'm just not sure when. But you can make an argument the Eagles are positioning themselves to draft a corner. They haven't addressed the DB room not one time in the offseason, outside of bringing back Anthony Harris. But we need a safety. We need another corner. As a matter of fact, Darius Slay, he's starting to get close to those mid-30s. He over 30. And he the OG in the building. Darius Slay not going to be able to run forever. At some point, the body will fail. And we're going to have to make another decision at corner. So we need to draft a cornerback in this draft. We need a quality talent. Now, who will it be? Will the Eagles trade up to get Sauce Gardner? Trade up to get Derek Stingley? Andrew Booth? Trent McDuffie? Kyra Elam? Roger McCreary? These corners are very good, all of them. Sauce Gardner, easily the best one. Then you got Derek Stingley. Then it's a toss-up between Andrew Booth and Kyra Elam, Roger McCreary, all those guys, Trent McDuffie. At this point, it's pretty much about what flavor you want at the cornerback position. You dig what I'm saying? What style of corner do you want? You have your pick of the litter. Michi says when you look at it, it's very complicated to think about. Richie says Chris Paul gets hurt a lot. Some of the Pelicans play Coach Carter like on offense. Oh, some of the Pelicans play Coach Carter like on offense and run a play fast. Paul, 37 years old, could pull something. Hey man, Chris Paul been taking care of his body lately, man. I don't know. Eagles Realist says get Honey Badger, then yes. Shane Butler says they need to have the flowers grow faster. If not, move on at quarterback. I need one if Hurts is not it. I agree with you on that. If Hurts is not it, we need a quarterback. Michi says, I want Stingley over Sauce, to be honest. I think Sauce is overrated. Okay. I mean, I like Stingley. Don't get it twisted, but I don't think Sauce is overrated at all. Richie MC says, is the Saints 2023 first round pick that the Eagles traded for untouchable in this year's draft? Absolutely. 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 Because you got to think about it. They need to keep those picks in the tuck because if Jalen Hurts is not the guy, they need to be able to have flexibility to maneuver. If they need to trade up in the draft, if whatever they need to do, they need to have flexibility. So the Saints 2023 first round pick in next year's draft is untouchable. I believe that. Shaggy says Eagles have reportedly been having chats with Mark Sanchez. Could go with the 15th pick. Ryan says, if we can get Tyrann Mathieu, it's an upgrade at safety and many positions to be in the NFL. Draft a different generation of defense talent wise, like wide receivers. Okay. I appreciate your words, Ryan. Eagle Slayer says, "What's up, Tone? I just want a starter at the end of the day." You know what? And that's a low asking price, isn't it? That's such a low bar, isn't it? Isn't it, Eagle Slayer? Wouldn't the rest of you guys agree? To just have somebody that's a quality starter, to just have a first rounder that can make a Pro Bowl. You dig what I'm saying? Can we have anybody? Like we don't have any draft picks from. We only got like maybe 2 or 3 draft picks on this team from previous draft class. It's sad. Shaggy says Tone should be on the Philadelphia Sports Channel. He should have his own live show. Hey man, I'm doing my thing right here, man. I love Chunking Up Sports. I'm growing. I'm putting the energy out there, putting the work in. I appreciate y'all for holding me down, man. Shane Butler says, "Hey, now calm down." Oh man, you funny, bro. You funny as hell. But man, we got 10 minutes left in the show, and you guys have been electric. Eagle Slayer says, "Yes, sir. Otherwise, it's a wasted pick." Right. Right. And here's the thing, right? Here's what frustrates me. I know the deal with the Saints was a good deal, right? But at the end of the day, if the Saints get their picks right and we get our picks wrong, who won the trade? A lot of people say, the Eagles won the trade. Yeah, they won the trade. Yeah. Okay. But we still got to draft guys. We still got to pick the players. If we don't pick the right players, it doesn't matter. That's the scariest part about it. I'm nervous about this draft, you guys. Howie Roseman makes me nervous. Makes me nervous. Howie Roseman is just a scary dude. Shaggy says, I can't believe people were saying we're trading 3 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson. I ain't doing that unless you got. I ain't doing that unless you giving me Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. Oh man. Richie says Tone was about to throw his water bottle at the screen for the sauce comment, but then reality set in about the car. Bro, when he said, who said that? As a matter of fact, I gotta remember who said that. Was it Michi? Yeah. Well, yo, Michi, I love you to death. Don't get into it, Michi. I love you. But Richie, when Michi said sauce is overrated, I almost fell out this damn chair. For real. I almost fell out this damn chair. But at the end of the day, talent is talent. And I'll be honest, I know a lot of people give Derek Stingley a lot of crap because his past couple seasons wasn't like his rookie year. And he's been dealing with some nagging injuries. I think he's been dealing with a Liz Frank injury, which is scary. I don't know how I feel about that. But I'll be honest with you guys, man. I think the Eagles going to draft a wide receiver and a corner. I really believe that. Eagle Slayer says we won't know who won for sure until next year's draft. It was an insurance trade. Yeah, it was. It was the kind of trade that set them up for next year, but also we still got to make the picks. If we don't pick the right players, it's a wrap. Just know, you guys, like this year, it's not this front office, the GM. He's not trying to position this team to win a Super Bowl this year. He's not. It's going to be entirely up to the players to play their hearts out. Oh, Dizzle, what's going on, bro? He says move up to 7 or 8, grab Sauce or Stingley. On 18, move back to the 20s and pick up another second and grab 2 best available players in second to fill roster. Interesting, you Drizzle. Very interesting. So if we do trade up for Sauce, right? I'm assuming we're giving up what, the 15th overall pick and what else? Andre Dillard. Trade the 15th overall pick in Andre Dillard and a 4th round pick to move up into the top 10. Draft Sauce. You still got that 18th pick, and you could probably trade back 20, pick up another. Still got a first round to pick up another second or something, or maybe a third. Oh, Dizzle, you might be onto something. Shockey says to be honest, I would take Stingley over Sauce. No cat, really. Richie says, is Dickerson untouchable if it gets you DK from Seattle? Here's the problem, though, you guys. We got to, as much as signing DK Metcalf, signing AJ Brown, signing Deebo Samuel, as much as those trades would be exciting, remember, the biggest thing about those situations is what? They're looking to get paid. And has Howie Roseman shown you that he's willing to cut the check right now? Has Howie Roseman shown you that he wants to cut the check? Ask yourself. I know what you guys are trying to say, but let's look at what's happened and what hasn't happened. Has Howie Roseman shown you that he's willing to cut the check? As soon as they trade, they're looking for a new contract. The trade is not going to happen unless they get their contract. Deebo, Terry McLaurin, AJ Brown, they already said they're not showing up to no off-season activities until the contract is done. Those are 3 top-notch wide receivers. These wide receivers are putting the power in their own hands. They're taking control of their careers. If you're not going to pay me, I'm going to go somewhere where they will. Straight like that. I kind of like it, though. I'm all about player empowerment. I'm all about players doing what's in their best interest, because I'm all about people in general doing what's in their best interest. Now, sure, depending on your situation, you want to be a team player, but you could be a team player all you want. Your organization can still cut you at any point. You got to get your money, especially when you're putting your body on the line. You got to get your money. Azar, Cheos, we definitely got a hit. Hey, my brother, appreciate you, my man. Smash that like button for me if you guys are here. Also, subscribe if you're new to the content. Really grateful for you guys, man. Shaggy says we would trade Darius Slay, Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders plus 15 to pick. I would never do that. Shaggy says we need to be like OKC and just build a whole first-round team in one draft. That's crazy. That's crazy. This ain't basketball though. This ain't basketball, but I dig what you're trying to say, Shaggy. But you guys, today's show, as always, was electric. And you guys are a part of the Chalk It Up Sports family. Y'all know I'm giving y'all Chalk It Up Sports daily, Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I repeat, Chalk It Up Sports is coming at you daily, Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We're putting that energy out there. The Sixers are doing well so far in the playoffs. They have a 2-0 lead over the Toronto Raptors. We're going to be playing Game 3 on the road in Canada. Matisse Thybulle won't be available. So how will the Sixers respond defensively? Will they still be able to maintain their defensive prowess in transition? Will they be able to still maintain their dominance on the offensive end? Will they still be able to limit the Toronto Raptors from running in transition? Will Doc Rivers continue to coach well and have reliable rotations? Will the Eagles make good decisions in this upcoming draft? Are they gonna make another move? Are they gonna secure Tyrann Mathieu? Who knows? There's so much left to discuss, so much left in this off season, so much basketball to talk about. But I appreciate you guys so much. You guys have been so locked in on the content. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge us to the game. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. One love, stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry. And we out of here.